You know, ever since I was little, I always wanted to be Cruella de Vil, and now I am.
Like, now we live in a country where a man could say, now I'm a woman. Now I'm a woman. And we will call you by your name as a woman. But that doesn't mean that a doctor ain't gonna call you until you need a prostate examination.
I don't attract gay men, and I'm not attracted to gay men. These are not the men that are interested in me in that capacity. I do that when I go to the straight rooms.
20 years ago, I knew that transgenders was going to be a thing. Earliest I had seen that word transgender was Baphomet, the transgender.
So, Katt Williams and DL Hughley are now going in on Magic Johnson's child, EJ, and they're saying this is what happens when people keep encouraging something without ever questioning it. EJ is back in the spotlight after being seen in Paris wearing a women's leather dress with extremely large heels. This also comes only weeks after EJ faced backlash for saying he looks better than any woman and that he only attracts straight men. But that statement left a lot of people confused. If a man is attracted to EJ Johnson, can that man really still be called straight? That part is not adding up for many people. And the situation gets even more confusing from there. Based on EJ's own words, EJ no longer seems to fully use he/him pronouns and now appears to prefer they them or she/her instead. EJ also reportedly does not even want his parents calling him their son.
In June, that I was like, we're not doing he, we're not doing man, we're not doing gay. And it was very freeing. You know, even like son, I was like, you know, the world tried to give me that label, like Magic Johnson's son. And I was like, well, he's dead. And now there is Miss Thing. Like, we're not doing that either.
EJ dates men, but he does not call himself gay. At the same time, he also pushes back against being called a woman or a trans woman. A lot of outlets describe EJ as non-binary or gender fluid, but he does not seem to fully accept those labels either, and that is his choice. But when EJ says things like, I look better than any woman, and claims that straight men are attracted to him, people are going to react. Some would say that is less about identity and more about trying to get attention. Now DL Hughley has stepped into the conversation, saying EJ can call himself whatever he wants, but in his view, biology still matters.
Like, now we live in a country where a man could say, now I'm a woman. Now I'm a woman. And we will call you by your name as a woman. But that doesn't mean that a doctor ain't gonna call you until you need a prostate examination. You can wear a sundress when you go. Yeah. You're still getting the same thing I'm getting. So happy anniversary, I guess. You can say you're a thing and you're that. Yeah. And you have to, like, for now, I'm a white man trapped in this black man's body. Yeah. My name is Chad. Yeah. Now that ain't gonna work good for the police. Wait, I'm a white man, but both of y'all get out. But the first. Yeah.
And then there is Katt Williams. He is looking at this situation from a completely different side, and to him, none of it is a joke. Katt believes this whole Hollywood agenda is connected to old dark rituals. During his appearance on Joe Rogan's podcast, he made claims linking transgender identity, Hollywood success, and the occult figure Baphomet. According to Katt, some of these rituals involved followers kissing Baphomet's ring as a sign of loyalty. From that, he said he realized long ago that transgender topics would become a major cultural discussion, and that kissing the ring, or submitting to power, would slowly become normal.
8 years ago, I knew that transgenders was going to be a thing. It wasn't because I was a prophet. It's just I had gotten so much information that I understood that things are secular. So I understood that the earliest I had seen that word transgender was Baphomet, the transgender. And so I knew that in the ritual of Baphomet, the transgender, to show allegiance to him, you had to kiss his ass ring.
Really?
And it said both of those things. So I knew that both of those things would become popular in the future.
Katt's whole argument is that Hollywood uses these public rituals on purpose to embarrass celebrities and keep them under control. According to Katt, things like men wearing dresses, kissing the ring, or using Baphomet-style symbols are not just random moments. He believes they are meant to break a person down. In his view, once a celebrity agrees to do something that feels humiliating or goes against their image, the industry knows they can be controlled. From there, Katt believes that person has already shown they will follow orders. And once that happens, the industry can keep them in line. If they ever try to speak out, the people in power can use those embarrassing moments against them. So instead of pushing back, they stay quiet, keep playing along, and continue moving up. Katt also connects this idea to the rise of transgender topics in celebrity families, saying it is not just about E.J. Johnson. He points out that many famous people now seem to have children who identify that way. Among everyday people, studies usually place transgender and non-binary identity somewhere around 1% to 2%. But when it comes to celebrity children, Katt believes the number seems much higher. So in his view, if Hollywood really does use humiliation and control tactics on celebrities, then why would it stop with the parents? Their children grow up around movie sets, private events, mansions, and powerful industry circles. If the parents are seen as controlled, then the kids may be seen as part of the same system too. Now, for some celebrities, having a child who lives that kind of public lifestyle may feel personally embarrassing, especially for athletes or stars with a more traditional family image. But instead of showing discomfort, they smile for interviews, post supportive messages online, and accept praise for being open-minded. Why? Because they already understand how the game works. Go along with the message, and you get rewarded. Many people believe this is exactly what happened with Magic Johnson.
Came out, I was so happy for him and happy for us as parents. And we love him. And EJ is amazing. And so you gotta support your child.
But honestly, every time Magic is asked about EJ, his body language betrays him.
But honestly, whenever Magic is asked about EJ, his reaction says a lot before he even finishes speaking. He looks uneasy, struggles to get his words out, and avoids steady eye contact. Because of that, it does not feel fully honest or natural.
Community, young gay men or young ladies who are lesbian, they're afraid to tell their parents. Just like I want my son EJ to talk to me about everything. I want my son Andre to talk to me, my daughter Elisa, and that's what it's about. Yes, I go to church. I'm a Christian. But at the same time, this is reality. My son is gay.
Also, it is interesting that in almost every interview, Magic still calls EJ gay, even though EJ has said clearly that he does not accept that label. So it does make people question whether Magic is truly as open and accepting as he says.
Your youngest son chose to live his life as a gay man.
That's right. I don't care. You want to be a gay man? I'm supporting that.
Right.
I'm supporting that. I'm supporting you.
But here's the part people keep talking about. Many believe Magic may be quietly hurt, or at least uneasy, about EJ's lifestyle. The problem is, he cannot really say that out loud. Not even a little. And the reason is simple. Magic's public image means everything. This is the same man who was diagnosed with HIV in the early 90s, stepped away from basketball in a shocking moment, and then spent years rebuilding himself as a respected, responsible, family-focused figure. Today, he is worth more than $1 billion, with a lot of that coming from business deals, speaking events, and public support. So if he ever suggested that he was not fully comfortable with EJ's choices, the media would come after him hard, and sponsors could quickly distance themselves. And remember, Magic came from an old-school NBA world. He played beside men like Charles Barkley and Larry Bird, in locker rooms that were not exactly known for being politically correct. But by the time EJ came out publicly, the culture had already changed in a major way. Magic had two choices, show support or get labeled as the bad guy. He chose to support. But does he truly feel that way deep down? A lot of people are not convinced. Now, going back to Katt's idea about industry rituals, his point is that Hollywood puts celebrities through public moments that test them, and they are expected to smile through it no matter how they really feel. Now look at Magic's situation. For a very masculine former athlete, seeing your son on television wearing dresses and heels probably had to feel strange at first. Not because EJ is doing anything wrong, but because it may go against the kind of values Magic was raised around. Still, Magic sits courtside, takes smiling pictures with EJ, and shares supportive Father's Day posts. In Katt's view, that is him playing along with the system. So maybe EJ is not the only one people should be looking at here. Maybe Magic is carrying the heavier burden. EJ gets to live openly, build fame, and make money from being himself. But Magic may have to hold back his real feelings, protect his image, and act like everything is easy. And it is not only Magic Johnson. When you look around, people notice a similar pattern with older, masculine black male celebrities. These are men who grew up in a time when being different or emotional could get you mocked, and now some of them have children who identify as trans or non-binary, while they are expected to appear fully supportive in public. Marlon Wayans is one example people bring up. His child Kai is trans, and Marlon has shown support publicly. But when you watch him speak about it in interviews, even when he jokes, there seems to be a serious tension underneath, like he is still working through it in real time, and you can tell this was not something he originally expected.
Is your daughter now?
My child's 23.
Okay.
24 now.
Okay.
And this was happening when they were 22, 23. And for me, like...
That's the let go time. That's like you're your own person now.
Yeah. But you're trying to hold on, right? And you want this thing that's in your head, normalcy, and you're thinking about your grandchildren and you all kinds of shit. And it's like, it's not on me to think about.
And it looks similar with Eddie Murphy, except he barely speaks about his trans child at all. Eddie's child with Mel B, Angel, reportedly came out as trans, but when Eddie talks about his children, Angel's name almost never comes up. Most of what people hear is from outside sources saying Eddie supports Angel fully. But that makes people ask, if he is truly comfortable and proud, why does he not speak on it himself? He talks about his other kids, so why is Angel treated differently? Then you have someone like Dwayne Wade, who took the complete opposite approach and has been very open about supporting his trans daughter, Zaya. Some people feel he is almost too public with it, like he is trying too hard to prove a point.
Trans conversation is not the entire conversation with us. This is 10% of our relationship. We have just conversation about anything.
Yeah.
Chicken fingers, French fries.
Remember our conversation on mustard?
Yeah, mustard. You know what I mean? I don't want people to think that every time that Zaya and I sit down and have, this daddy-daughter time, and I tell you guys all the time, I always create moments with my village for my people, right? Especially my kids.
These are men who built their public image around toughness, confidence, and old-school masculinity. Now they are in a place where one wrong comment, or even staying silent for too long, can get them attacked online or called out. But I want to hear your thoughts on all of this, especially the situation with E.J. Johnson. Do you believe Magic Johnson truly accepts E.J.? And what do you think about Katt's theory about the trans agenda and Baphomet rituals? Share your opinion in the comments, and make sure you check out the next video.